Hey there, what's going on? Robert with Digital Synergy Pro here, and I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of how to use ActiveCampaign. Now, ActiveCampaign is an email automation software that allows you to do a lot of awesome things that most people don't actually know how to do. Now, here at Digital Synergy Pro, we do typically help you with the majority of that, but I do want to give you a rundown of the things that you might be utilizing. So first of all, I want to talk about the main page here. Now, this is just kind of an overall, like, what's going on within the system, what campaigns have been sent, what automations are running, how many active contacts you have, any tasks you've set up. And then this is kind of your general feed over here. You can see there's all these, this is my demo account right here, but you can see that there's a feed of information, a fake feed right here, but this would be where any recent activity shows up on your account. So if you go up here, this is obviously your home button that would bring you back to this page right here. But then you've got your contacts, so you can actually go and like sort through who your contacts are, and you can run different reports on them and sort them by name and different things like that. Then you've got your campaigns, and this is what I would consider like a newsletter. This is like the one-time emails that you might want to send out to your list on a daily or weekly basis. Then you've got automations, which automations would be like automated emails or autoresponders, as you might have heard before, that can be prepared in advance and then automatically triggered as someone goes into your funnel and takes certain actions. Deals would be in the upgraded version of ActiveCampaign, which I do happen to have. So you don't actually need to pay attention to that right now. And then lists is all the different email lists that you have for maybe your different products or different affiliate offers or coaching programs or whatever it is that you're doing. Forms you don't really need to worry about, but that's a way that you can like embed ActiveCampaign forms on things like your website and places like that. And then reports is all sorts of different reports that you can pull on emails and contacts and all sorts of different fun stuff. So we'll go over that a little bit too. But the first thing I want to cover, and the most important for you, is campaigns. And that's where you're going to be communicating with your list. And as I'm sure have heard before, the money is in the list, and so you need to be communicating with that list. So I'm going to go ahead and click on campaigns here. And it's going to encourage you to, it's going to give you a little bit of a a tutorial here. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but as you can see, I have not ever sent a campaign from this test account. But what you're going to do here, when you first come in, you'll see a list of campaigns that have possibly been sent before, and then you're going to go over here to New Campaign and select that. And then you're going to come up with a name for your campaign. Now this is only what you're going to see, so I'm just going to put test email right here. And you can set different like ways that this goes out. Obviously, standard would be just a regular one-time newsletter style email, but you can also create automated autoresponder stuff, different split tests, and then send things on certain dates, right? Like it says like contacts, send stuff to contacts on their birthdays or other special events, right? But so go ahead and just enter something to help you keep track of what the email's about, and then just hit next. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take you to what list do you want to send it to. Okay, and normally you're going to have like, I don't have one in here, but it would be like main list or like your biggest list, the one that has all your major contacts on it, and that would be the list. Typically, like I said, it'd be labeled main list in your account, and after they've gone through any automated sequences and gotten any sort of autoresponder emails, then they would be placed on your main list, and that's where you would primarily be sending your newsletters to. So I'm just going to select sample list for now, and then go ahead and hit next again. And then it's going to take us to the editor. Okay, so there's a lot of nice templates in here that you could potentially utilize. But what I've found in marketing is the simpler, the better. And I like to keep everything very simple. So typically what I'll do is I'll just build from scratch. and I'll just do like a standard newsletter right here, okay? So just go ahead and leave it on that one, hit OK. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select who it's coming from, which all should automatically be filled out already. And then you're going to have to put a subject in. So obviously my subject's going to just be test email. But you'll put your creative subject line there to get people to open your email, and then hit continue. And then you'll actually be taken to the actual editor where you can adjust what you want the email to say, you can adjust what it looks like, and so on and so forth. So this is what you'll see immediately. Now this stuff at the bottom is strictly basically like pre-populated, and so you can just leave that alone. So here's your text field, and then you can put like some sort of a header or an image in and adjust for that, right? So I usually just actually delete the image and get rid of that because I like plain text emails. So the other things you might want to do, you can leave it big, like in the center and wide like this, and it'll show up fine on most devices. But what I like to do is actually align this to the left, okay? And then I like to make it, instead of 650, I like to take it down to 350, okay? And the reason I do that is because this is very easy to read on a mobile device. And I would say, easily 60+%, probably a lot more than that, are reading your emails on a mobile device. I rarely ever read my email on my computer. It's pretty much always on a mobile device, right? So then you're going to take and you're going to type your email in here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this text a couple times. Okay, so there you've written your email, and now you want to say add a signature block, right? So you're going to put, to your success, and then I'll put my name, and then maybe say I want like a picture of me, okay? So guess what? There's a cool like menu block here, and you can select all sorts of different things. So say I want to grab an image. Okay, I'm just going to drag an image right here, place the image. I'm going to actually now select which image I want. Actually, I guess I would just click on the thing. Sorry about that. And say I'm going to use my brother's picture. We'll throw that in there. So boom, there's the picture. Make it a little smaller probably so it looks like it fits good. And then what I would do is, this looks a little weird, so maybe we'll put a space in there. And then maybe you want to do a PS line. Okay, so there's your signature, there's your picture. So maybe you throw in another text block underneath the image, and then you say like PS blah 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 blah, right? Boom, there you go. There is your email. Now, if you want to add links, okay, so it'd be like, for example, it would be like, click here to get started, okay? If you want to add a link, simply highlight the text, and then click on this little link button right here, and you can put in whatever link you want. So I'm just going to put in, I'm going to put in my website, digitalsynergypro.com, and I'm going to hit OK. Now that text is now turned blue. It is now a clickable link. Now you can see up here, you can edit, you can bold, you can different colors, fonts, all that stuff. What I do recommend to you when you're writing emails, double space everything. So it looks weird right now, but if you double space everything, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for people to read and understand because, like I said, most people do happen to be looking at this stuff on their phones. So be sure to double space everything, and then I usually like to make it about size 14 or 15 on the text itself, and that's just because it's a little bit easier for people to read. So I'll bump that up usually to like a 15, make the font a little bit, the text a little bit bigger, And then the other cool thing I want to mention to you is you can actually personalize these. So a lot of times when we're collecting leads, we're collecting their, at least for sure, their first name, but potentially even their last name. So the cool part is you can say like, hi, so-and-so, right? And you want to personalize that. So you want their full name, you want their first name probably at least. So then it puts this little code in there, put a comma, and then boom, guess what? When you send that out, it's going to say, hi, Robert, blah, 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 right? Instead of just like, hi, it's actually personalized to that person, and it makes just a nice little personal touch that people really like, okay? So that is how you write an email. Now, if you want to add in things like buttons, videos, you can do line breaks. You can add social media links. You can do all that stuff in here. It's literally just a drag and drop. You just put in whatever you want. Okay, so make it like this. And then the other thing I wanted to mention to you is you can actually create like a template, and you can save that template. Okay, so you go to options, or maybe it's actually in settings here. Let's see, where is it? It might actually be on the next page. So what we're going to do is, now that you've got your email written, simply just hit next. But my whole point is you can save it as a template, and then you'll have your own personal templates. And so next time, maybe you already have your signature block and your PS line and everything that you want in your email. And so rather than clicking on the start from scratch, you would just click on your own personal template, and it would be there, and all you'd have to do is write the new email in there and maybe do a small bit of formatting, right? So once you hit next, you're going to see, okay, here's your subject, here's your list that you're going to be sending it to. You do have to have an address attached, and then you can set some different options. So you can, you can open read tracking, which means how many people opened your emails. You can do link tracking, how many people clicked on your emails, how many people replied, and then you can integrate some other stuff. I wouldn't worry about all this too much. It automatically does opening and link clicking, so just leave it at that. You can also schedule this. So let's say I'm recording this in the evening and I want my email to go out the following morning at a certain time. I would simply just hit schedule. I'd pick the date and the time that I want, and then I would, go ahead and start that, right? So I'm not actually going to schedule it. You can also send a test email, and then you can preview what it's going to look like, okay? It does an automatic spam check, so if you have any weird stuff in there, it might let you know, hey, you might want to change this or that, because that would increase your spam score, and your spam score is what determines whether you're actually going to, those emails are actually going to make it to people's inboxes, or they might go to their spam box, right? So be sure to make sure that this passes, and if it doesn't, go back and adjust your email accordingly. So if all looks good here, simply just hit send now, and I'm obviously not going to send this, but you would just simply hit that and or schedule it, and then hit go, and it's going to schedule it and queue it up to send when you want it to send. So that is how you write an email and create a campaign and communicate with your list. So, in going back to the other tabs here, automations is primarily a thing that we'll be doing for you, and this is basically how you can trigger certain things to happen based on actions that people take. Okay, so if they click on a link, or if they maybe opt into a certain page, or they fill out an application. I mean, there's all sorts of different things that can trigger an automation sequence, and most likely we'll have built those for you, and it's not something that you're really going to worry about, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and we can explain. Now, the next tab, remember I said the deals tab doesn't really matter right now because that's for the upgraded version that you probably don't have at the moment, and it's not something that we really need to pay attention to right now anyways. So I'm going to click on lists. Lists is where all of your email lists are going to be. So you're going to have your main list, you're going to have your buyers list, you're going to have any potential product lists of like products that people have purchased, and so on and so forth. And this is how you can see who's in your list, how many people are active. You can import and export contacts and things like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. But this will give you basically how many lists you have and how many people are on each list. Okay. If you want to create a new list, you simply go up here and add the new list, fill out the information that it asks you. When it pops up, simply just fill that out, create list. Okay. So the next tab I want to talk about is reports. Reports can be really great because you can get reports on all these different things. Okay, so we can get reports on any one campaign that's gone out, automation sequences, and any goals that you set, and even contacts and deals, right? So because I don't have anything going out, I can't actually show you what it looks like, but what I can tell you is that every time you send a campaign, it's tracking your opens, it's tracking who all it went out to, it's tracking how many people clicked on the link, it's tracking what links they clicked on, and so on and so forth. So this can be very beneficial in knowing what your open rates are looking like, how many people are actually clicking through to your offers, and so on and so forth. So this is something I'd highly recommend looking at and just keeping an eye on. I mean, we do keep an eye on all this stuff for you, but it's a good place to come and know, like, okay, what are my open rates? Like, how many people are actually receiving my emails, and so on and so forth. So be sure to hang out in the reports tab and be checking on things if you're interested in what your numbers are looking like and how your marketing campaigns are performing. So that's a quick rundown. The other thing I wanted to mention is up here, you can get to your settings, your billing, support, any major like techie questions or questions about the platform, I would go ahead and hit up support. But however, if it's maybe about your automation campaigns that we're running for you or another basic question, feel free to ask us as well. But anyways, I just wanted to give that quick rundown for you. Hopefully this helped you, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Have a great day.